Hi, my name is Antonio Gómez, and we are in the gallery during the final phase of installation for LINEAJES. This exhibition is all about how music connects our stories, cultures, different time periods, different places. It's kind of like if we did a DNA test for music, and we discovered all the different amazing places that we were from. Throughout the exhibition, you're going to see this contradiction between some of the very organic elements of the instruments with the beautiful paintings and gilded frames of the Fry's core collection. I really wanted to take the idea that even in an exhibition of Western artwork, the rest of the globe is still present. The people of the Americas, of Africa, of Asia, we're always here, we're always present. And so this exhibition reminds us of all these tendrils of history and culture that stretch out to help form the artistic traditions that we're more familiar with today. And so I hope that you come and wander through the exhibition. You'll be able to see instruments from 6 different continents. And is that right? I think that's right. On the Fry's website, find the playlist that was designed especially for the exhibition. Listen to it while you're here in the gallery. Listen to it while you're cleaning your house. I want to introduce a couple of different instruments and some of the stories that go with the exhibition. One of the most important chapters in the story of music is the influence of the African diaspora. Of course, this is connected to one of the most dark chapters in the human story, which is the industrialization of slavery and the forced migration of people, mainly from West Africa to the Americas. But in that process, there's a powerful story of cultural resilience and resistance. In Peru, there was an economy that was connected to the maritime world, and Africans who were brought to Peru were forbidden from building and playing traditional instruments. Again, with culture being so resilient, they used objects around them. So crates on the port would become this instrument, the cajon. And this instrument goes to Spain and becomes part of flamenco music, and now you can hear it in any pop song that you can imagine. The other instrument I wanted to share with you is, yes, it is a donkey jaw. It is a Quijada de burro. This is an example of how music can be made from what might be perceived as refuse. The jaw of the donkey can be used as a scraper as well as kind of an accent. The tambourine is an instrument that doesn't always get the credit it deserves. Everybody's like, hey, that's the backup singer in the back doing this, right? The amazing thing about the tambourine is that there's so many different ways to play it based on where you are in the world. If you're in Italy, you might be playing it like this, or like this. In Mexico, if playing son jarocha, you might play it like this. If you're in the Middle East, you might be playing the jingle. And so it is an instrument that is a really wonderful passport to travel the world with. Now, of course, the tambourine is part of a larger family of instruments called frame drums. Basic frame drum is just a skin on a hoop where the diameter of the drum is larger than the depth. There is a strong association with the way that people sieve grain in agrarian societies. It is a drum that people will adorn in different ways to create different sounds. So, of course, adding jingles is one way to do that. This drum also has a snare, which is common in North Africa with the bendir. If I take the snare out, the music of Latin America and Mexico in particular is an intersection of indigenous, African, and European musicality. And so we see that with various instruments and musical traditions. These wind whistles are Mesoamerican or pre-Columbian modernized versions. I have a bird call here, and then a jaguar whistle, which you can use to create wind, or to create a growl. You can find ceramic wind instruments as part of the archaeological record that goes back thousands of years in Mexico. In the early colonial days of Latin America, early versions of what would become the guitarra barroca or Baroque guitar come to the Americas, and then they take on their own evolution. And one of the evolutions on the Gulf Coast is the jarana jarocha. The jarana jarocha is the instrument of son jarocho music on the Veracruz coast, very much in communication with other parts of the Caribbean and influenced by West African musicality. The family of jaranas help keep the time along with the feet of the dancer, while other instruments and human voice are the solo instruments. We'll see you at the exhibition.